we had got an idea that within a biotic community there is a species composition and those species are going to interact. That is why it would become a community, because we are dealing with ecosystem. Ecosystem is nothing but interaction. This entire unit of ecology is about interactions. So when we are talking about biotic community, that is also a level of organization where there would be some sort of organization, interaction, not organization. Again I would repeat, biotic community is a level within the ecosystem where there is some sort of interaction. Now that interaction is at species level, so it becomes biotic community. Now we have to deal with the interactions of species, and we see that they deal within themselves and they deal with other species. At the organism level, an organism is going to deal with other organism which belongs to different species, and such condition is known as interspecific interaction within the biotic community. Now it could be positive or it could be negative, and over here we are seeing the positive interspecific interaction where the two organisms, both of them are not going to be harmed. Okay, there won't be any adverse effect on any of the organisms out of the two. So the first interaction that we have is commensalism. Now what is commensalism? Commensalism is the interaction where supposedly we have organism number 1 and organism number 2. They both come in front of each other for an interaction. One organism is benefited while the other is having no effect, whether positive or negative, beneficiary or adversary, both of the effects are absent and one is taking the benefit. Okay, so one organism takes the benefit, other has almost no effect, then that condition is known as commensalism. This is result of interaction between the two organisms. Now we have examples for this, and with the examples we understand these topics in a better way. First one is pilotfish with shark. I am going to write it over here so that you get an idea that which one is getting benefit and which one is not. Pilotfish with shark. Okay. Now this pilotfish, it just swims along with the shark. The interaction is that it is swimming along with the shark, and whatever food material is being spilled out of the shark when it is consuming some, it is doing predation of some other fish, that pilotfish is going to feed on the remnants which come out of the feed of shark. So this is one interaction. To be more specific, we have suckerfish. Suckerfish along with shark. Here also shark has no effect whether it stays or it does not stay. There is no negative effect, there is no positive effect, but the suckerfish is very well benefited by the food that shark is eating. Along with that, it is using shark's fin for swimming as well. Okay, it uses its pectoral fin as a holdfast and it swims from one place to another. Then the third example for this is epiphytes. Okay, epiphytes, we have example of orchids. Those beautiful flowers, they are dependent on mango trees for space. So they have their own food, they are not parasites though, they have their own food making mechanism that they photosynthesize themselves, but they are dependent upon mango for space, okay, so that they do not survive in shade, they give rise to beautiful flowers. So mango is not at all benefited or being adversely affected, but epiphytes, orchids are taking well benefit of mango. So this is another example of positive interaction of commensalism. The last example that we have, and that is most common, is that of sea anemone, otherwise known as Adamsia, and hermit crab. Now again I would ask you to brush your knowledge of animal kingdom. This is a cnidarian, okay, and this is a non-motile cnidarian. That means it is present in sessile form, and this is an animal, it is a crab, it is easily moving from one place to another. This is fixed onto the surface. So what happens is sea anemone comes and sticks itself to the shell of hermit crab like this. Supposedly this is sea anemone, and it sticks to the shell of hermit crab, and wherever crab is moving, sea anemone is using that crab's locomotion for its own locomotion. So, the organism which could not move, which was not motile, which was fixed, okay, sedentary, is using another organism which can move for its movement from one place to another. So, this is another example of commensalism that we have. So, these are the examples by which you might have got an idea what commensalism is all about. It is very simple. Only part that is little bit laborious is learning these examples. And one thing I want to tell you before we conclude with this lesson, that this example of sea anemone and hermit crab is at times taken as the example of proto-cooperation, that both are going to take benefit, because the hermit crab, because of the tentacles of sea anemone, at times takes a benefit of avoiding predation. So, if you can remember it, it's good. If you cannot, doesn't matter, because this is to be studied under commensalism only. So, that is it about commensalism.